Hello, my name is Sally, and today I'm going to show you how to create the perfect seasonal party makeup look with Look Fabulous Forever's range of makeup, which is specifically designed for older faces. So I have started with a completely clean face, which I have moisturised. I always wait a few minutes after using moisturiser before I start my makeup. I let my moisturiser sink in. So the first product I'm going to use is Smooth Like Silk Face Prime. This is a wonderful product for two things: keeping your makeup lasting all day or all night long, so that under the heat of the lights at my party, it will stay put, looking fresh all night. And secondly, it will smooth out any imperfections, any fine lines, any open pores before I put my foundation on, meaning my foundation will go on really well. So I use a couple of pumps on my hand and just pop it on with my hands all over my face. The second product I'm going to use is Continuous Cover Foundation in number 2. So again, I'm going to take a little bit onto my hand. I like to put a little bit of face prime with it. So I'm going to put a little squirt of prime with it. And I'm going to use my foundation brush number 3 to just paint this product on in the centre, taking a little bit up at a time. So what I'm doing here is creating a canvas on which I'm going to paint the picture. So I don't want it to look heavy, I don't want it to look cakey, but I want to just even out my complexion before putting on my eyes, my blusher, my lips. And I find that if I put a little bit on and blend it really well with the foundation brush, it goes on very, very well. Because I've got my hair up, I'm actually bringing it today to my ears. I put a little bit actually on the ear area, just to the jawline. And let's do the other ear, just to the jawline. And I put a little bit under my eyes, not actually on the eyes. Really buff it in well with the brush. You can build it up, but I don't put lots of product on to start with. Okay, what I'm going to do now is to use a concealer. And I am using concealer number 2 with my concealer brush number 4. And I'm doing this where I might need a little bit of extra help. So I've got some dark shadows under my eyes. Obviously not had quite enough sleep recently. So I want to get rid of those. So I just stipple the product into the areas where there's darkness. And not very much, it's a lovely creamy product, so it won't cake. Then I take my ring finger and I tap. And what this does is it melts, the heat of your finger just melts the concealer into your foundation without it sitting in any fine lines that you may have around your eyes. Okay, what I'm going to do now is to take my translucent powder and a big powder brush, and I'm just going to set my foundation so that it will not move even if I get really hot at my party. I'm also going to take an eyeshadow brush. This is the blender brush number 7. Take a little bit more of the powder and just tap it into the area under my eye, and this will just stop that moving. It will just set my concealer under the eye really well. Just a little bit, it's very fine powder. Okay, what I'm going to do now is to use a little bit of Instant Bright highlighter. This is a lovely, I call this my magic pen, and you click it and just where you want to be highlighter to be brought, things to be brought forward. So underneath my eyebrows, just a little bit of highlighter here in a sort of half moon shape to bring the brow area forward, and a little bit on the top of my cheekbone. I just tap that in. It gives you a very subtle shimmer without looking too obvious. And it looks lovely if you're at a party. It looks lovely in daylight, but it really looks nice in artificial light. I'm going to put a little stripe down the centre of my nose, a little tip there. I'm going to just fill in any little frown lines with it too. So Instant Bright Highlight, magic pen. Okay, I'm now going to start on my eye makeup. So the first product I'm going to use is Smooth Out Eye Prime. This is a great product if you're going to be using eyeshadow. Even if you're not going to be using eyeshadow, what it does is it will actually, if you put it onto dry, oil-free eyes, not very much, just a little bit, it will take out any discoloration that you've got on your eyelids. You might have some very fine veins and you might find that they're just a little bit discolored. So it means that your eyeshadow, when it goes on, will go on as a true colour, and it will also stop it from creasing and keep it on all night long. So the colours I'm going to choose today, I'm wearing a sort of a bronzy, dark brown, goldy, bronzy dress. So I have decided I'm going to use a smoky eye look, but with browns rather than greys. Now, to stop any spillage, I'm going to take a little bit of my powder and pop it just on the outer corners of my eye, so that if I get any eyeshadow spillage, it will sit on the powder and I can then dust it away. The first colour I'm going to use is the No Shimmer eye shade in Taupe. This is a wonderful product because a wonderful colour, because although it's brown, it's a sort of grey brown, so it works really well to make a smoky brown eye. And I'm going to use my eyeshadow blender brush and I'm going to pop it all over my eyelid. And this is a good base colour for a reasonably strong look. I'm going to use it on the other side now. And you need enough of this colour when you're using it as a base. Don't just put a tiny bit on. You need enough so that you've got good coverage, because I'm going to use another colour a little bit over the top. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use chocolate brown, another gorgeous colour, also non-shimmer. And I'm going to take my wedge brush number 8, and I'm going to take a little bit onto the brush. I'm going to just take off the excess on my hand, and I'm going to use this as an eyeliner. So I am going to bring it out to in, across the top of the lashes. So this is a softer effect than using a pencil or a liquid or a gel. You can't go too wrong with this. I'll do the other side now. So again, out to in. Get it right to the base of the lashes if you can. And I go about 2/3 of the way across. You can bring it all the way across, depending on the look that you want to create and the shape of your eyes. I'm also going to put a little bit underneath as well. You don't have to, but I quite like, if I'm going out, to define my eyes underneath as well. So again, I'm going from out to in, so I'm tapering, so it's slightly thicker on the outer edge, just disappearing as I get about halfway across. Now, if you want a slightly stronger look, you can use this chocolate colour actually in the socket line. So for this, I'm going to use another concealer brush, number 4. I'm just going to create a little bit of more drama by putting it just above the socket line. So where I put the top of the taupe, bringing it in, I find that concealer brush works really well to create a good shape And then what I do is I blend it. I'm bringing it down a little bit like a number 7 shape. So it's sort of across the top, just above the socket line. And if you have got slightly hooded eyes, then you can go just a little bit higher because dark pushes back. So you want to do it with your eye open so you can see the colour when your eye is still open. I'm going to do this side. I'm now going to go back to the eyeshadow blending brush to really blend that colour in quite firmly, little firm strokes of the brush to soften the smoky look. Okay, what I'm going to do now is, because I'm going to a party and because I am wearing a slightly gold dress, I am going to take a little bit of sheer Brilliance lid colour in Golden Mist. This is quite a sticky product. You don't need very much, but I'm going to use this just to pop the eye forward. So I'm going to put a little bit just in the sort of the middle corner area. Put a little bit too much on there, so I need to just blend that out with a cotton bud. A little bit there. Quite nice sometimes to put a little bit just in that little inner V of your eye, just here and here. What I'm going to do now is to use my Bring Back Brow. I haven't done my brows yet. So I am going to take my spoolie brush, number 6, and just groom my brows before using my Bring Back Brow shape, which is this product. I sometimes use the blonde colour, but tonight, because I want a fairly dramatic look, I'm going to use brown, the dark brown. I'm going to give it a shake, and I am going to just take off the excess on my hand and just fill in any little gaps on my brow that I might have. Just little feathery strokes. You might not even have a brow at all, and you can draw in little feathery brush strokes, creating individual hairs. And the secret to this product is to take the spoolie brush again at the end and really blend it out so it's very soft and natural. Another secret I'm going to share with you is that I sometimes use a tiny bit of this on the outer edges of my eyeliner. I wouldn't do this instead of using the chocolate, but just adds a little bit of definition. It's very, very fine, soft brush, so you can just create a little bit of an extra effect just on the outer edges. Now I need to use some mascara. So because I'm going to be out, I might get hot, I am going to use my black waterproof mascara, Live Lash Mascara in black, but I want it to not move at all, not smudge. So first thing I'm going to do is to curl my lashes. And this is really nice if you're able to do this, just to take your eyelash curlers, and I'm going to blink down as I curl up for about a few seconds, ideally 10 seconds. We'll just lift the eyes even more, which is really nice for an evening look. And now I'm going to take some mascara and I'm going to wiggle it through. Quite nice to build it up for an evening party look. For day, you might just want to put a very light layer of mascara on. The beauty of this mascara is it doesn't have any little bits, little filaments, so it's very natural, but it allows you therefore to build it up if you want a slightly more dramatic look without it looking spidery And if you've used the chocolate as an eyeliner on the bottom and you don't have many lashes on your bottom, you might not want to put any on the bottom, but if you've got a few lashes on the bottom, I like to put a little bit on the bottom. Because it's waterproof, I know that it's not going to smudge if I get hot on the dance floor. At this stage, before I do my blusher, I am going to use my lip prime to give it a chance to dry before I put my lipstick on. So I'm going to get my Never Feather lip prime and I'm going to pop this on the outer edge of my lips. It doesn't go all over the lips, you just pop it on the outer edge. That'll give that time to dry. Okay. Now I definitely need a little bit of colour on my face now. So I'm going to use my blusher, Peach Cream Blusher. I love this product. It's a cream that turns into a powder. So if you smile, where I am smiling, the centre of my cheek, apple, and then upwards. Don't want it to be too low. I don't want to drag my face down. I just bring it, I put it on with my finger. I start in about the centre of my eye and I blend it so it creates a sort of teardrop shape. If you are cool toned and you want to use a little bit of bronzer, I would probably put my bronzer on before my blusher and then finish up with blusher. But because I'm warm toned, I quite like to put the peach blusher on and then a little bit of bronzer over the top to give it even more warmth. So I do that, and then I am going to take my blusher brush, number 2, holding it at the bristles in a circular motion. Bring that and just blend it upwards. So now I'm going to get my bronzer. Love this product. Take a little bit with the blusher brush and just go over, just to give me a little bit of extra colour, which I find I need under artificial lights if I am going out in the evening. So I actually add it over my blusher, which you might not want to do if you are cool toned, but it works if you're warm toned. Okay, I now need to do my lips. So I'm going to use a longer lasting lipstick in my favourite colour, which is coral, true coral. I could either put it on with a bullet, or to get a slightly more professional look, I am going to use my lip brush number 5. I'm using a longer lasting lipstick because I don't want my lipstick to stick to all the glasses if I have a glass of wine. And for an even more special look for a party, I am going to use a little bit of Gorgeous Gloss Lip Shine in clear. I don't want to change the colour of my lipstick, but I want to make it look a little bit glossy. So I'm going to put this just in the centre. Of the top and the bottom. And I'm going to remove my trusty roller. I'm going to pop on my party earrings. And I'm going to pop a necklace on just to finish the look. And there we have it, a seasonal party look using Look Fabulous Forever's makeup. I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much.